What's going on YouTube? So I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to make a video about Ghost of Yotei. I put up a video, a first impressions video, quite a few weeks ago. I didn't mean to take so long getting back to this game, but life happens, right? But there's still something about this game that doesn't grab me. I don't hate it. I do like it, but it just doesn't have that pull that Ghost of Tsushima had. I don't know if it's because Ghost of Tsushima was, or Tsushima, whatever, however you say it, but I don't know if it's because it was such a new game. We didn't have a lot of sword fighting games then, and that just really scratched a big part of the market and that itch for me, like everybody else. But I think it's more than that. I think it's also partially because this is kind of like a sequel without being a real sequel, right? It has nothing to do with Jin, I mean. But yet the game still borrowed a lot from Ghost of Tsushima as far as the way the world looks, the way the world guides the path with the wind, which is cool. It's an awesome feature. Still love it. But another thing that, I don't know if I want to say it bothers me, but I feel like Sony knew they had a winner with this game, so they just pumped out another one, and they didn't try to spend more money on it. And maybe they didn't need to, and they still put out a great game. They already had the works to make a good game. But, you know, usually if you have a sequel, you put in even more effort, right? And I feel like with this game, they just, you know, again, they spent the same amount of money. I think they said they spent $60 million on Ghost of Tsushima, which is, you know, not by any means a small amount of money. But when you hear of games spending $100 million, $200, $300, $400 million, and I'm not saying they got to spend that much money, but the fact that they like bragged almost about it, yeah, this game only cost us this much, and they know it was going to sell like hotcakes regardless, no matter what people think, because the first game was so good. So they spent damn near the same amount of money, which tells me they used and did a lot of the same stuff. They just came up with a new character. They kind of divvied up the way she fights. They changed up from, instead of stances, they changed to different kinds of weapons. So they changed things. In my opinion, everybody wants to praise this game for being even more beautiful than the first game, and one of the most beautiful games. It doesn't look bad by any means. It looks amazing. But in my opinion, it looks just as good, not better, than Ghost of Tsushima. Again, I guarantee they use the same graphics, the same textures, the same horse animations. A lot of it feels the same. Even the world, even though it's kind of different because you got this mountain backdrop and it's beautiful, it still really just feels like they just divvied up a new world, right? They gave you one focal point to stare at, which makes it look different. You know, they came up with some neat ideas, right, with the flowers and you run fast, but essentially they just took the same idea of in Ghost of Tsushima, where you're hiding in all the grasslands and stuff, and they just turned them into a bunch of flowers, and they gave you a speed boost when you do it. It's like, okay. The one thing that I noticed too, I just literally noticed it. I've been noticing it, but I finally figured it out. See, I'm playing it right now. When I'm fighting in the combat and I'm playing the game, it just felt off. Like, I didn't like the camera view. Like, it didn't feel like Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't like it. Something felt off. So I went into the menus, guys, because it just felt like sometimes the enemies, it's like I had to keep rotating right and left to find the enemy when I'm fighting. I don't believe there's a click on option where you can keep the enemy like right there with you or whatever. Maybe there is like Rise of the Ronin, but not that I can figure out. And in Ghost of Tsushima, I never had the problem. Everything felt really good. Everybody was on the screen. In this game, it feels like it wants to follow her too much, and the fighting and the combat and enemies are just kind of like either they're way too close or you got to figure out where they're at. I didn't like that. So I went into the settings mode, and I went into, where'd we go? Did I go into setting? I gotta figure it out real quick, guys. Gameplay. And I changed melee camera back to classic. And the classic says, the classic Ghost of Tsushima melee camera. Bingo. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, okay, something did change because it was set to default. The standard Ghost of Yotei melee camera dynamically frames enemies near the screen edges during melee combat. I do not like this, guys. It made me always constantly trying to search for the enemy on the screen, and it just felt off. And even the weird angles sometimes when you're playing, it takes me out of the game. It doesn't feel as immersive with the game. So I switched this back over to classic mode. I also went ahead and changed the dual camera. I told them to use the standard melee camera in duels instead of the standard locked-in on camera in duels. Because again, they lock on too much and it feels off. So I switched this to melee. I think that might be the only one that I changed. I haven't gotten into a battle yet since I've done it, but I could tell a difference now when I move and stuff. Okay, I don't know why she's doing that. When I move, it just feels like Ghost of Tsushima now. The world kind of moves with me instead of against me trying to find things. So that, I think, is going to make things a lot better, guys, as far as the feeling of the game. I think that could be one of my big problems right from the beginning without realizing it, why this game didn't really click and feel real good to me. So we're going to give that a try. This is a very, guys, to talk about because I can't sit there and say it's a bad game, but I also don't think, and you know, I might get some hate in the comments for this game, and I don't care. It's just my opinion, and my opinion is as good as another person's opinion. But, you know, I played the heck out of Ghost of Tsushima, loved the game. It's a game that I could jump back into. Even when I got a little bit bored of it, I would leave it alone for a while, and then I would get the itch, and I'd come back, and I'd get sucked right back in. I still haven't beat Wiki Island yet. I just started that back up. But I don't know. The story to me in Ghost of Tsushima felt better. This story just felt too thrown in, and just like, you got to fight the 6, the Yotei 6 or whatever, and they have you kill the first one right away. So it's like, okay, I got 5 left for the whole rest of the game. You already had me off one that fast. And another thing, the standard traditional, which I normally would leave on most games for combat or how hard the game is, it's way too easy, guys. And maybe that's because I'm so good at Ghost of Tsushima and it kind of feels the same. But this game, it's like I feel I'm killing people way too easy. The only challenge is when you have like these little boss battles and stuff. They're a little bit challenging, but I still handle them okay. So I just upped the difficulty, guys, to, and I never do this because I want to enjoy the game. I don't want the game so terribly hard that I just got to spend hours on a boss. But I also want to feel challenged. So I usually find in most games the standard is usually good. I forget where I changed that at. Probably game. Yeah, difficulty. So difficulty, as you guys can see around, I've got it set to hard now. It was on medium, which is how it starts out with. Casual, easy, medium, hard. Then there's lethal and custom. So we're going to go to hard and see if that gives me enough of a challenge that feels like how the normal game should feel. Because, yeah, it's just way too easy. I mean, I'm killing everybody like super fast. I don't care if there's 6 or 7 guys on screen. I'm just wiping them out where it's like, man, that was just way too easy. Almost boring easy, you know? I haven't got into where I've gotten any really new weapons other than the bow, so I can't talk about how cool those animations and fighting's going to be. The fighting's still good. I think it's going to be better now that I up the difficulty on it, because it definitely don't feel as fun and, you know, as with the difficulty, I guess, as Ghost of Tsushima. And again, the story, they just throw the Yotei 6 at you. You go around asking everybody way too much. In the beginning of the game, it's like everybody you ran into, if somebody came up onto your camp and sat down to talk to you, the first thing you ask them is, what can you tell me about the Yotei 6? Before, you know, there's no, like, you know, natural conversation of what are you doing here? Why are you stopping by my camp? Or it's just, what can you tell me about the Yotei 6? You don't even know who this person is. So that really kind of pulls you out of the whole story. It's just way too generic. And I mean, I don't know. The flashbacks to her family, at first it was kind of cool, but that's even getting old. And I'm not even far into the game at all, guys. Like, not at all. And, you know, it's like everywhere you go is like, this is where my father, you know, made his sword. Oh, this is the mountain that my mother washed clothes. Oh, this is where me and my, you know, childhood, you know, brother played. I mean, it's just like all the time. It's like, okay, we get it, right? And I mean, I'm only, you know, I won't say a few hours, you can dick around in this game a lot, but I am not far into the game at all, and I'm already sick of it. Like, I was sick of it right away. It just, I don't know. I also feel like in this game, even though in Ghost of Tsushima, you could still run around and kind of do whatever you wanted to do, I still felt like I had a pretty good path all the time. And in this game, and maybe people love it for this, but this game, yeah, you can just go do whatever you want to do, but it's in a different, I can't really put a finger on it, but it's in a different way where it's like there's really no set main path that you can kind of keep on to keep it moving, but also divert. I feel like you start out just totally diverting and you kind of run into things on accident. And then, you know, you really have to really work to try to keep with the story. And it just, I just feel like I'm just running around on my horse on this vast open world that Ghost of Tsushima had too. And that was part of Ghost of Tsushima that after a while I got sick of too. A beautiful world, but it's so empty. So like right now I'm climbing up this mountain and picking up your usual flowers for dyes and some copper and gold. But there's nothing going on. You know, it's beautiful. It sounds great, but it's just, I don't know, guys. Like, I can't say, like, Ghost of Tsushima, I still would say is an 8, 9, not even an 8. I'll say a 9 or 10 out of 10. Probably a 9 out of 10 game. This game, maybe because of no fault of its own, but it's the second time doing this with a little bit different. I mean, right now, I'm going to give it a 6. I don't think there was enough innovations in this game. I think throwing a female character in, changing where you fight with some different weapons, and having a very basic, you know, revenge story when you're going to go search for the Yotei 6. I feel like it was kind of flown in kind of thing, and they just kind of gave you something different to do. I'm going to play this game. We took the day off of work today. It's my wife's 30th birthday. We actually celebrated and went on vacation and all that. So, you know, I gave her her gift this morning and whatnot. But we taking the day off. We could use a day off, guys. Yeah, we were just on vacation. But you guys know vacation can be just as busy as not. Then you come home and you have to, you know, get put away. And then obviously we had this remodel done. We still had people here when we came. Took us all, you know, all night into 1 in the morning the other day to get this all put back together. It's just been like go, 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 go. I need a day now where I can just sit back and just enjoy the quietness and the calmness and the cleanness of this and just play some games finally for a while. Time into Ghost of Yotei today. And then I am going to jump into some other things. I kind of got sucked back into Skyrim Special Edition. I just picked it up on eBay on disc, but just because I want to own the physical edition, but I also own it digitally, I think through PlayStation Plus or something. And that game is just beautiful and just, I don't know, peaceful and whatever. But anyways, guys, I really want to give this game a good crack, get into the story, because I feel like there's got to be something more. Part of me is like almost disappointed that I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? And I feel like maybe I'm disappointed because I just ain't giving it a chance. I'm not letting Ghost of Yotei create its, you know, get into its own game. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like is happening. So I'm going to give it a fair shake. I will say some things I do enjoy about the game. It's beautiful. I don't mind the character. The fighting is still on point. The sound is really good. The wind, the clanking of the swords. I do like the wolf thing where the wolf can jump in and save you, but you don't know if he's going to or not. I do enjoy that. I probably will enjoy some different weapons. I actually didn't mind the stances in Ghost of Tsushima. The stances, I really enjoyed doing that. A lot of people didn't like that. I also enjoy, like right now, to an area, I enjoy a little more complexity of trying to get there, right? Before it was just use your hook, climb up, get there, right? This, you've got to kind of think, how am I going to get up there? Sometimes you have to literally like jump down here where you start to slide, jump off of that, try to hook, get onto a rope, then climb, and then like there's just a little how you get around and how to get to certain places. It's not so generic, so I do enjoy that. I don't know, guys. That's really about it. It's a beautiful game. It's more sword fighting. It's more, you know, that sort of thing, which is great. Something I love doing. I do think we're starting to get long in the tooth when it comes to this sort of game. I mean, you've got The Rise of Ronin, which actually I really liked, and I still need to play more of that, but that's actually a pretty good game. You've got Ghost of Tsushima. Now you've got Ghost of Yotei. What other games? Then you have Stellar Blade, I guess, was sort of kind of like that type of game. You also had, what is that game? That really hard game that was a sword fighting game. Sekiro, something Sekiro. I feel like now, like, the devs and developers and game companies have seen that, oh my, this has caught on. When Ghost of Tsushima came out, people are really hungry for sword fighting games more than ever, and they've been pumping them out. And now it's starting to get long in the tooth. Like, okay, I do enjoy these, but I don't need them all the time and whatnot. So I think it's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice or something like that. So anyways, guys, that's my kind of take on Ghost of Yotei. I think I'll probably make one more video on it when I really put in some good solid hours, maybe even tonight, and see if my opinion changes. But so far it hasn't. I have more pull to pop in Ghost of Tsushima for whatever reason and continue to play that than to even play this. And this game I was super excited for, guys. Like, I was like pre-ordered it. I mean, everything. Like, I was really excited for this game. And I'm not like, I'm not disappointed per se. I don't feel like I wasted my money on it. It's a beautiful, great game. Good game. I won't say great game. It's still a good game. It's worth the money, I think. But I just don't, it just isn't grabbing me. For whatever reason, it's just not grabbing me. So we're going to continue it, though. I'm going to sit down here, get a coffee, and we're going to start playing. And we're going to really try to get into it, streamline the story a little bit, try to get deep into that, and then run off and do some side stuff, you know, go to all these random cloud things and try to see if I can get sucked into this world and story. I'm kind of hoping I change my mind, but I'm not going to change my mind just to change my mind. So I'll let you guys know what I think at a later date.